Hey, capsule people. So, I figured I haven't flown around in Null-Sec in a long time, and I definitely haven't piloted battleships in a PvP format, so I thought, yo, I got this triple rep Praxis ready to go. So I figured I'd take some signal filaments to jump around Null-Sec, a border filament for Pokvin, and an extraction filament to get back to high sec or somewhere. I packed also a mobile depot and a probe scanner with probes just in case I mess up with one of my filaments or something. Get stuck. Always an escape plan. In here, I'm jumping in to Null-Sec finally, and what do you know? There's nothing here. So for the next several hours, most of all I did was just warp around, dropping safe spots, checking Z-kill board for intel on the system and on the people. It was a lot of work, and really, this is basically what I did all night for the first like 3 hours, just roaming around, jumping from system to system, warping between gates. Yeah, as repetitive as it seems now, that's how repetitive it felt. It was nice to warp around and see different systems. I always like that about traveling, but I really did expect some more from Null-Sec. These signal filaments are supposed to take you to where there's activity, and although it did take me to systems where people were undocked, most of them were either traveling through or tethered. I mean, at some point, like I even saw the shuttle come by and I started logging it. I quickly decided to jump through the gate because, like, what the hell am I doing with my life if I'm targeting shuttles in the Praxis? In Null-Sec. In this system, I find an Arazu on D-scan, and I think, okay, well maybe I can bait him out or something, just to find that he's tethered at his station. So I figure, look, maybe I can bump him off the tether or something and get into a fight, and I quickly decide against it because, you know, it just takes him a moment to dock into his station. And I didn't come all the way out here to get popped by someone in controlling the station. So, yeah, that was that system. I soon decide to move on, checking systems with activity. If I can't find any action, At least I'm waiting out my timer until I can use another signal filament. Using filaments causes a capsuleer timer, which is 15 minutes, and from the last time you engage in combat with someone, or from using a filament, you have to wait another 15 minutes until you can use another filament. You can't use these filaments with the timer active. So just roaming around, biding my time. I find this system with all these hulks and stuff on D-scan, checking out where they might be. My intent is not to attack miners in Null-Sec, but find maybe a small group or something I can fight. I noticed they do have a Phoenix. I don't think I'm gonna handle a Phoenix, but if that Falcon wants to fight and maybe come with another buddy,
drive active.
I'd be glad. Except they don't seem to be looking for anything. Then I finally come into the system where there's a large amount of people. I'm checking D-scan, realize that there's a few ships over here at the stations by the gate.
Drive active.
They've got an Astero, and they quickly undock a few Praxis. Like, I suppose it's their initial defense setup. I'm dropping bookmarks, strategic bookmarks on grid so that I can keep an eye without having to be at the gate itself. The moment I had come into system, the CEO typed in local docked. So they have a quick response to anyone coming into their system, which is really good. You should always have that if you're holding Null-Sec, or if you're holding any space really. So he calls them all to dock. Everyone docks. I'm dropping bookmarks, hoping maybe I can bait these Praxis to fight me a bit. Now, as I'm warping back to the grid, I see they've got an Onyx out, so I know they definitely want to try and catch me. Onyx launches warp disruption probes. It's an interdicting cruiser. So I figure, alright, we might get some action here. I'm on grid. I decide to start aligning at the gate. A lot of mind games going on here. And I'm thinking, naively, okay, maybe they do want to fight fair, maybe a couple of ships will come. So the Onyx jumps through the gate. As I pretend to warp to the gate, this Loki appears. A scythe undocks, and I think, okay, we might have a small gang, they might catch me or something. So I decide, okay, I'm gonna jump this gate, let them catch me on the other side, and see what happens. Because I know the Onyx is waiting on the other side.
Warp drive active.
Alright, and here we go. Just checking. Always check info windows so you know what the ship does. It's hard to remember what every ship does in the gate does. And as expected, Onyx on the gate. Drops bubble. Beep. Drops bubble. I am right on the edge of the bubble, so I figure maybe I'll try and hit this Onyx a bit. I do not launch drones. I still have my boosters selected but not consumed. Turn on my reps a little late. The Onyx taking near to no damage because it's probably being supported. And they all gang up on. Not that I'm surprised. I wasn't completely surprised. So at this point, I'm like, alright, let me get the hell out of here. Maybe I need to put more damage.
A module has run out of
I
charges.
decide to switch targets. I mistakenly use both my boosters at the same time. This fit does not need to activate both at the same time. It can do one and then another to keep that cycling. Here, I finally put in my drugs. I see these Thunder Childs coming up on D-scan. I'm still managing my reps, but I decide I'm gonna push the fuck this shit, I'm out button. Right there.
A module has run out of charges.
Alright,
The capacitor
let's
is
warp
empty.
to something
The
that
capacitor is empty.
is kind of in that direction. Maybe they won't know exactly what I warp to. But I managed to disengage successfully, even though it cost me my drones.
A module has run out of charges.
Remember, always keep dropping bookmarks. I'm running low on cap boosters, and I figure I'm not going to be able to fight these guys, not if they gang up on me. Just remember in times of overwhelming odds against you, the priority is get the hell out. So, just align out and warp the moment you can. At this point, I'm just biding my time to get out of the system with a signal filament. In the meantime, their combat scanner, they got a combat scanning Hecate that's trying to scan me down. Except he's not. He's taking all the several extra steps instead of doing one quick clean scan. The problem with combat scanning in gradual increments, like you would with a probe scanner, is that you notify your target by keeping your probes out in space for so long. Check out my suggestions on combat scanning. It's possible with good skills. If you have very quick scanning modules and all that stuff, it's possible to scan someone maybe fast enough that they don't notice it on these scans. And here, I finally get out. Luckily, to a system with a station where I can dock and repair. So that's basically what I do. At the same time, I check a bit of the market, see if there's any, if I can restock on cat boosters and nanites. I'm just in my notepad. I got a bunch of quick links to some memes and gifs and stuff. So I'm just searching for the "Hello, I'm Basecat" one that I have saved. Soon after, the CEO of the local tribe PMs me to ask if I'm friendly or enemy.
Warp drive active.
And I let him know, yeah, well, I'm not here to attack your ventures. I was hoping for a fight, but all I got so far is nothing. We're ganged up on. We chat for a while afterwards, and I roam around, but there's not much to find in this area. I kept jumping around back and forth through with using my signal filaments, but to no avail. Systems were either overcrowded and ready to murder me, or very risk averse and docked up or tethered. In Pokvin, on my way out, I found a funny guy and a hound trying to kill me at the gate. I was warping around and trying to bait fights on my way out, back out from Null. There we started a nice chat. That was nice. I don't have any footage of it though, sorry. But back in HiSec, I decided, you know what, well, at least I'll head off into FAC Ward, low-sec.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Maybe go to Tama, see what happens over there. Of course, anytime you go through Saisio, always stop by the Katyase tribute. Alright, and now, blind warping to Tama, and Leroy Jenkins jumping through. Run into the very, very expected gay camp. Remember this, guys? Just in case you don't know. Put Tama to avoid. That means search Tama, right-click Tama, and avoid Tama solar system. Tama is very often gay camped, and well, you see what's up. every engagement I feel is my last, so pre-overheat during your cloak. Look for your align out. Decide on target using this cloak timer to my advantage. Figure out where I'm going to go. Looking for a bookmark to align out to. And here we go. Here I'm choosing what I feel is the most dangerous target. Nuding the hell out of that. I forget to turn on my resistance module. Or I realize this right about now. Taking unnecessary damage. Switch targets when I realize the Dracovic is not taking much hits anymore. I figure if I at least spread some damage, I'll get on some Z kill. And fuck this shit, I'm out button for the win. Bye.
Warp drive active. The capacitor is empty. The capacitor is empty.
Just sharing my memes in local. People appreciated that. If you have good memes, always share them. People like seeing that. Spread the love, guys. Just because we shoot at each other doesn't mean we have to be mean. We can be civilized pirates.
Warp drive active.
Oh god, that hurt a little, but I'm alright.
Sitting at a large, I figure, look, if no actions come in, and I've roamed around a bit by now, I'll at least get my daily LP reward, my daily LP goal. And this Thrasher fleet issue, neutral, so not faction warfare enlisted, is roaming around looking for a fight. I noticed him go back and forth. He was in a few systems before where I was. Kind of looking for a fight apparently, but not really getting any. I think he got into one fight. He was flashing so heavily when I saw him in local, so he obviously did get a fight, but he was in his shift. Because at some point he comes into my sight, and I guess out of boredom or something, because he didn't, like, I don't know what this was. I mean, thanks for the fight, I guess. But I don't know what you were trying to do. You did take one of my drones, though. Slow on that one. And, usually I don't shoot pods, but, you know, this guy's a pirate. He wants to get back home and undock again. So here I fumble around with the wrong drones to shoot at his pod with until I get the right ones. At some point, I think he could have just waited out his self-destruct timer. It would have been more efficient. Sorry, I took so long with those drones. Later on at this site, this Garmur, Darth McFly, has a so this is a fit that I've been wanting to use. I don't think it's meant against battleships. Okay, it could work, but I don't think this is meant against battleships. The fit that he's using a sensor dampener to reduce my targeting range. If anyone's watched This Is Ami on YouTube, you'll recognize it from the Orthrus fit that she uses. Yeah, I'll try and pilot that a different time, but in the meantime, this guy, I think his fit works. It's just not for battleship with close to 100 kilometers targeting range. So I keep scaring him away with my cap neutralizer. He doesn't want to get caught and slowed down and stuff. So, but he keeps coming in and out and bothering me for a while. Not too bad, but annoying. And this goes on for a while until his buddy and his Cerberus comes. I figure, okay, now I'm gonna get into a fight of sorts. The Cerberus slides. I'm not going to be able to hit that Garmur, so I just go ahead on the Cerb. He does not get out of range in time. Or I don't know if he even tried. But I knock him out and just approach him. I'm pounding with some missiles. Obviously, he's gone into what's that mode called? The assault frigate module, the assault damage control. He's an assault cruiser, so he can fit one of those. He puts up his resistances to like 99% almost. So I'm barely doing any damage to him. This is why I'm not overheating my weapon.
A module has run out of charges.
I'm a little slow on my cap boosters, but it all works out. I decide to stop overheating my reps. I'm repping enough, so I don't even use my ANSI repper. And I'm just trickling damage down on him until his damage control wears out.
Run out of charges.
Nothing else is coming up on D-scan.
The module has run out of charges.
So, just finish off the Cerberus. I don't even think I get him with my missiles. I think the drones do the damage. Yeah. Yeah, my missiles were reloading at this point. I lock the Garmur again to scare him away with my cap neutralizer. But he pretty much disengages and I get out. So after ripping, I decide to undock again, roam around a bit. I'm still looking for like a nice fight, something to make this video worthwhile. It's worthwhile to even make a video. And I'm here at the gate, trying to bait fights at the Constellation Gate. Or I think it's a regional gate even. This exec Navy issue comes through. He starts playing around with me. I don't know if he's approaching the gate or what. He starts targeting me, so I decide, alright, I'll let him know I'm committing. And I'll just activate my stuff on him. He's seemingly not attacking me. He's just burning back at the gate. More or less. Here a comet lands, and at the same time this Megathron jumps through. I don't think the comet was in communication with these other two, because the exec just jumps through the gates, and the comet gets on me, so, you know, go for the targets you can take down in the time that you have. I'm still focused on the exec, but he soon jumps through, and I just stay on the comet. Take one down, and I figure I'll take down this comet, and then if I can handle the Megathron, I will, otherwise I'll duck up and come back and look for him. Comet goes down real quick. I forget to turn on my resistance module and preemptively cycle a rep, which is what eventually makes me decide, no, I can't sit here and shoot at a Megathron. If I had my resistances up from the start and I was repping properly, I might have gone for that. I still don't have my resistances on. He is not tackling me, but he is shooting at me. So I just call my drones back and get out. I figure I'll go rep, and I'll come back and look for him in a moment. I decided to show this guy that I do mean to fight. The Megathron is in system somewhere, so I just warped to the Navy Large, a site that I cannot enter, so the entire fight is taking place at the gate. But I figure I'll let him know I'm over here. Although this exec Navy issue is there when I warp, so we start fighting. The Garmur, the annoying Garmur is there. again, Darth McFly. And he actually gets me with some damps here and there, so that was pretty... I was surprised that it came through. I'm also getting ECM'd, so this is a pretty tough fight. You can see I've got these drugs selected, and I still haven't put them in. In the meantime, I'm running out of cat boosters. Start eating at this Megathron. After the exec Navy runs away, I realize I'm not getting ECM'd anymore. I decide, even though, you know, I'm outnumbered, okay, I feel like I could take this fight, so I set my orbit. And I wouldn't find out until later, but this Megathron was heavily explosive resisted. Heavily enough to make it the less optimal type of damage to apply. I'm still managing my reps. My resistances are good. I'm trickling down, but I feel like I can still handle this fight. Here I finally decide to put in my drugs. You'll notice they start making a difference. The reps become better. My tank is a little bit bigger. And as I'm dwindling, using up the last of my cat boosters, suddenly Kaldari Militia jump into system from nowhere. I never communicated with them. They jump into system, slowly trickling to the site, and I figure, okay, look, I'm gonna try and get out of here, alright? Because you know, if the fight isn't going to be won, there's no point in staying to fight it. And I only see two militia members on grid. When I suddenly realize, hey, I'm actually completely burnt out. I had a few kill marks on this Praxis. My entire militia's here, so I might as well stay and help them take down this Megathron as well as I can. All of my modules burn out because I'm poorly managing my heat. I still try aligning out, maybe get a warp away. Still repping with my anti-repper. He's not doing that much damage. I think he only has his drones on me at this point, because I'm not seeing any turret damage come in. I decide, even though I'm not tackled anymore, I'm going to stop trying to run, and I'm just going to stay and, you know, I'm repping already. I'm going to just stay and try and finish this fight. So I'm just using the little bit of capacitor I have left to keep the drains on him, to keep the tackle on him in case. Just in case he's not tackled, I'm pretty sure he is. And it's a shame the fight ended in in a blob like this. But it was either me or him. And it would have probably been me with how poorly I managed my heat. Garmur gets the hell out of there. I get the kill and I share it in Militia chat. Along with a big thanks for saving my ass. I do feel I could have handled this fight on my own if it was just the Megathron and I. Even though the Megathron has heavier damage output, I think I could have balanced out with my reps if I were fully loaded with cap boosters and everything. If the fight had only been with the Megathron, I think I could have beaten him. Or at least it would have been really close. So, in any case, thanks a lot for watching. Sorry it was so boring, but, Null-Sec doesn't always provide, and people get over excited on blobbing something. It can be hard to find a fair fight in Eve. There's no such thing as fair fights, they say. But, there's some kind of middle ground I think we can find sometimes. Sad I couldn't find one here tonight. But I did have fun. And I hope you learned from my mistakes. I certainly did. Just hope not to reproduce them again. Take care.